Okay. Okay. There were some few errors that you made, which they are not much, but there's need for us just to look at them. Yeah. Let's just read out the question and I'll be explaining some few things, the case study, then we'll go to your financial model. And in Guyana, just to start with, what is your installed capacity in megawatts? How much energy do you have, electricity?
We have it varies. We have power plants, but now we're moving to gas and we're trying to get into hydropower.
Okay, but about how many megawatts as installed for your installed capacity as a country? How much megawatts do you have, and what's the demand?
The exact amount, I'm not sure, but I know the demand is quite larger than the supply at present.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then do you have, oh, you have mines, isn't it? Now you have discovered oil.
Yeah, we recently discovered oil.
Okay, so let me just read the case study, then we look at it. Will not take so much time. A wind farm developer has obtained planning permission to build a cluster of 10 2.3 megawatts turbines. Then the Firewind data provides the basic data on capital and operating costs for each turbine, which I assume is this, isn't it? This is what you got?
Yes.
Okay, I'm following it slowly. Okay, sorry. The revenue from the project will come from sales of electricity. Or come from sales of electricity to the wholesale electricity market. Average wholesale electricity price is 5 pence per kilowatt hour. What you did in the model, instead of having 5 pence per kilowatt hour, you had 0.5, which assumed that you were taking it from pence to dollars. So it should have been 0.05. Then we'll go to your financial model later. Company profits from the project. Let me know if my internet is not okay. When my voice starts having
problems. It's fine, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Company profits from the project will be taxed at standard corporation tax rates, which you are given. Taxable income in any year is net cash flow minus capital expenditure, depreciation allowances. Okay, that is known. All operating and maintenance costs are tax deductible. Capital expenditure. Sorry, my daughter is disturbing me. Just say hi. Go and get my headsets. Ask for headsets for me. Just say hi. Just say hi. That's it. Okay. Go and get the headsets. Capital expenditure depreciation allowances are calculated from the straight line. Hello, are you able to hear me? Hello? Check my jacket.
I think your internet is going. I can't hear you.
Is it my internet or yours? Oh, okay. Let me just change. It's just on the
You properly. I think your internet is going.
Oh, okay. I'm just changing. Okay, is it okay now? I've changed the network.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, okay. So I'm saying revenue from the project will come from sales of electricity to the whole electricity market. Average wholesale electricity price is 5 pence per kilowatt hour. You in the model you had $0.5. I assumed that was dollars. Otherwise, it should have been 0.05 because you divide by 100. Company profits from the project will be taxed at standard corporation tax rates. Taxable income in any year is net cash flow minus capital expenditure, depreciation allowances. All operating and maintenance costs are tax deductible. Capital expenditure, depreciation allowances are calculated from the straight line depreciation of the capital expenditure over the first 6 years of the operation of the turbines, which is 1/6 of the developmental expenditure can be set off against tax in any year. Initial work on site has reviewed that there may be possible, or the English is not good there, that it may be possible, I think, that it may be possible to build more than 10 turbines on the site, which would be about, I think, 23 megawatts. Although planning permission would have to be applied for. The turbines have an expected economic life from 20 years to a maximum of up to 30 years. The company has estimated that decommissioning costs will be 15% of the original capital costs. All decommissioning costs are tax deductible. The government is currently reviewing the regulations on wind farm decommissioning, which might result in an increasing the decommissioning costs. The company has evaluated the cost of capital at 11%, inflation at 0.4%. Sorry. Mm-hmm. So are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. The company has evaluated the cost of capital at 11%. So let's go to your model. Mm-hmm. So we have the turbine capacity. The turbine is 2.3 megawatts. Production capacity of each turbine measured in kilowatts. Anyway, that's it. Turbine economic lifetime, 20 years. We have the load factor, which is 33%. Total cost of construction per turbine, which is 1,200. Grid connection cost, which is 1,500. Other capital costs, 2,000. Yearly operational and maintenance costs per turbine. Let me do this. Year operation and maintenance costs per turbine, which is 90,000. There are 15, decommissioning cost is 15, which is percentage of total original capital expenditure, okay. Discount rate is at 11%. Inflation is okay, it's at 0.4. Average electricity price per pence, since you are still looking pence per kilowatt hour, meaning this will be 5. But then we'll need to convert this, need to be converted to pounds. I think you're using pounds or euro. I think it's euro.
I think it's pounds.
It's pounds. Okay.
Yes.
Corporation tax at 21% corporate tax. I don't know why you changed this, because depreciation is actually computed on the active assets, not lazy assets. So what it means that what you have been given for this project to be done, to install all the 10 turbines and commissioning the project, it will take 2 years. So you have the 2 years during construction, then you have the 20 years, which is basically a commercial operation. So depreciation, we'll see how it was modeled in here, but depreciation should actually come in just at the time that you have started generating revenues from your turbines. Then we'll see how it is modeled. So we have been told on the developmental cost that you're going to spend that 75% of your capex will be consumed or used in the first year, then 25% it will be in the second year. Fair play, it's okay. Okay, so we have the project cost, construction cost, which I think it was done correctly. So at 11, 15, and 34, which was the total construction. Then you'll use the phone later and switch it in. Sorry, I'm being disturbed here.
That's fine.
So we have the project construction cost. Number of turbines. And 5% of that, which is okay. Then meaning that the 25% will come in year one. Yeah, that is fine. Then we have the project of other capital costs of 2 million. The capital cost required independent of turbine site preparation. Okay, that's fine. Then you have the project grid connection. Connect to wind farm, to grid whatever, which is also a very good assumption that is going to come in the second year, which is fine. This is where issues were coming in. So you had on the OPEX, on OPEX again, here, what you did, is this Shunika? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Yeah, you're pronouncing it correctly. OPEX should start in year 1 or 2.
Hello?
Hi, the OPEX begins in year 1 or year 2. I wasn't sure. Hi, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello? What's happening? Oh, okay, if you can hear me, that's okay. But I can't hear you. What is the problem? Please work on your recorder so that I'm able to hear you. Just if you have headsets, just put your headsets or remove the headsets and put them back.
Can you hear me now?
Some few things that I'll need you to confirm. So I was saying on this one, in the first year of your operation, I don't think you need to escalate inflation, because if I check on the question or on your scenario, let me just open this. It says inflation is at 0.4. So you can choose how you do it. We are saying in the first year, unless we say in the first year, yes, there was no inflation, we can assume like that, because this amount that you're spending in here is the now, is today, so it is not affected by inflation. So by the end of year one, we can say we are actually getting into year one, we are not going to inflate, then we can inflate in the second year, it's fine. So that is an assumption that you have to document, that it is assumed that in the year that you're doing your construction, inflation sets in. So any cost that you're going to incur in here, then you need to put that inflation. But if I were you, I would not do it, because it is assumed that in that year, it's 90,000 per year, per turbine, sorry. In that in the first year, you will spend 90 times 10, it will be 90,000. Then afterwards, you can now start escalating it, because I assume that this is the price that I got, that for me to spend on, let me just put it in here, for me to spend on maintaining these turbines, it will be this 90,000 pounds times 10, which will give me this. Then from there now, I can now have this number and escalate it by the inflation rate. Please work on your audio so that I'm able to hear you. Otherwise, I'll think.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Please work on your audio. The best is try to check out, come out and come in.
Hello?
Go offline.
Hello?
I'm sure it's gonna work. Go offline a bit, come out of Zoom, maybe. I hope it does work.
Yeah.
Okay, the trick has worked, that's good. Okay, so we move on. So this is what how to do, Shunika, is to start in year 1, because at least have been given the amount that in the first year of operation, we'll spend £90,000 per turbine. But now that we have 10 turbines, we'll actually spend £900,000, which will start escalating on an annual basis by 0.4% of inflation, or 0.4% of inflation. That will now start.
Okay, so we start escalating in year 2.
In year 2, because here we know these numbers have been given, that is, we are going to spend 90,000 per turbine, and we have 10 turbines. So we cannot start escalating from year 1. So we'll start escalating from here, because this is a known number. And even in your assumptions in your model, you can actually show that this is what you have assumed. You can state it, because it's about assumptions. Is it okay?
Great, thank you. Yeah, that is clear. Thank you.
Okay. So what other costs were here other than this one? Let me just check. Assume there were quite a number of costs, unless otherwise. Okay, the commissioning cost, you have already included it. So there was another issue. Now we go to revenue. Okay, this
decommissioning cost is in the correct place.
Huh?
The decommissioning cost, is it in the correct place?
Yeah, decommissioning cost. How I would have loved that you are not going to decommission, because if you decommission, just think about it. If you decommission in the 19th year, how are you going to generate these revenues? Kindly tell me.
Well, that is true.
So,
but can you decommission?
So for me, what I would do, let me just check on what they are saying. Let me see what they're saying. The company has estimated that the commission cost will be 15% of the original capital cost. All commissioning costs are tax deductible. The government is currently reviewing the regulation on wind farm decommissioning, which might result in the increase in the decommissioning cost. So if I was to think logically, so if I was to think logically, I would actually add, instead of the 20th, I would actually add, there are two things that I would do. Is either I would bring it in the 21st year after we have fully sweated the assets. Then in the 21st year, this is where now I would say, by the start of the 21st year, by 1st January of 21st, by 1st January of the 21st year, this is where I would do my decommissioning. But what is going to happen is that even if it's the 21st year, it will carry the same discount rate. Let me just try and show you what I would do. I'll bring it here and do this. Carry all these costs and do that and get the 15%. But then while I'm here, I can still say, this is the end of 20th. I can say, this will still be 20th year, but I can say 21st year, but I would say start of 21st year, or the first day of 21st year, I can bring this amount here. But then it does not change what we're trying to do, because the discount factor in the 20th year will be similar to the 21st as we do the NPV, because we are actually looking at the cost at the end. And here we're assuming that you are not going to take time to decommission, because if you are decommissioning in 2020, and this is in the year in which you are supposed to have operational, when you're operating, you will not generate these megawatts, or you're not going to generate these revenues, because at that point you would have decommissioned. So what have you decommissioned? Because decommissioning, what I'm thinking, is basically, literally, dismantling. At that time, they have reached their economic lifespan. You have fully sweated the assets, and maybe at that time, if you want to dispose them, you are going to dispose them. So at what point are you going to dispose them without disturbing your normal production of electricity?
In the 20th year.
Yes. Yeah. So this is why I'm saying, for me to be in the 21st year, I can even say first quarter. I can even assume that first quarter of the 21st year, I can even write here, I can say decommissioning is assumed to be done or undertaken in the first quarter of the 21st. So I don't know if it's logical to you. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, it makes sense. But which would also mean that for the 20th year, we won't have any production, so no revenue either in the 20th year.
That's what it means. The moment you bring in your decommissioning cost, meaning that you have dismantled your turbines. So you can, if you want to leave it in the 21st year, this amount, leaving it in the 21st year, then you have to explain. But I would rather you say, in your model, you have taken care of decommissioning, which you are going to do in the first quarter of the year, in the first quarter of the 21st year. So you use your assets, you fully sweat your turbines. The turbines, they give you the revenue that you need. Then the first day, or at the end of the 20th year, you mobilize whichever company that you're going to contract in dismantling your turbines, so that then now, because it's a project on its own, the care you're giving them maybe just about 2 months or 3 months, but it has to be done in the first quarter of the 21st year.
Okay, so the decommissioning starts in the 21st year, or it continues? It begins in the 21st year, or it continues from the 20th year to the 21st year?
No, the problem if you say you are starting dismantling or decommissioning in the 20th year, then you have to also factor in the loss of power in those few months that you'll be decommissioning in the 20th year.
How much do you factor in? How do you get an average of how much power you lost for decommissioning?
This is why we are saying you're leaving it based on your financial model, based on the instructions that you have here. Based on the instructions that you have, you are saying Initial work on site has revealed that it may be possible to build more than 10, blah, blah, blah. The turbines have an expected economic life from 20 years, and you have given the economic life of 20 years. That is what you have done, which is okay, right? So what I'm saying is that you can decide, because in terms of the present value of this 2.3, it will be this, there will be no effect if you bring it in 2020. So if you want, you can just front load it here. So what you're trying to say that this is the money that maybe you're going to give the contractors. At that point, you're assuming that they haven't started decommissioning. But in any case, you have given them this. Let me do this. Sorry.
Okay,
which will be
understood.
safer for you. So it will be safer for you to have it here. You have it there, but all you do, you state this side that the commissioning is to start in the first quarter of 2021. However, payments are made, or however, the contractor is paid at the end of the 20th year, so that you have it there. You get me?
Yes, understood.
Mm-hmm. You are trying to play, because you see in modeling, Chunika, you're playing with logic. Because if you don't answer this question, someone else will ask you that you have put this decommissioning cost in the 20th year, yet the levels of your energy is as if there was no decommissioning. Then now you state that, yes, this is through procurement processes, they take time. However, at that time, we have provided, or we are going to provide or pay the contractor in the 20th year, at the end of 20th year. However, the actual work of dismantling the turbines will actually start in the first quarter of the 21st year. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Sure. So now you have this cost. It is this cost that we are going to use to calculate the levelized cost of energy, of electricity, sorry, which I did not see anywhere. So what I would have done, I would come in here so that I get these numbers correctly, and you'll be able to watch there. So I'll bring in the present value. And I would start from here. First, I would say discount factor if I wanted. Your hurdle rate, which will be in the first year, you're not discounting now, which is year 0, you're not discounting anything because the value of money remains the same. But getting in there, I'll have this 1 divided by 1 plus the cost of your discount rate, which is that. And I'll have it up to there. Then now, from here, I have the present value for all the costs, and I know I'm doing this is deliberate, is that for levelized cost of energy, it is your NPV of your total cost, that is your CapEx and OpEx, you get your NPV divided by the NPV of the energy that you are generating, and that is your levelized cost. So I'll come in here and get the present value, that. And push it up there. Then from here, I'll have my NPV for the total cost. NPV. Sorry, I'll do this so that you're able to see it nicely. Subscript. So the NPV in here is the sum of these total numbers. Then I'll go to sales as well. I'll do the same thing on energy. So I'll get the present value of energy, kilowatt hours. So on kilowatt hours, Shunika, the K must be small letter, W must be capital letter, and H small letter.
Okay, thank you.
So get the superscript, subscript like that. And sorry, the present value. It is this energy here, which is wrong. And the energy is okay. I think I looked at it. You did a good job. I'll start from here. So this one, it should start from, because at end of year, which would be this particular thing, the discount rate. So which would be that. But if you want to do it correctly, it's better that you do this. Otherwise, that's bad modeling. So we'll say discount factor. So in year one, we start, which would be basically 1 divided by 1 plus, you get your 11% there. Then you come here, which is that divided by 1 plus your discount rate there. So you have now, you have to get your energy so that you find the present value of your energy, which is that. Then now you have your NPV, net present value. Actually, I should do this. I should say kilowatt hours, NPV, net present value. Okay, so I'll show you with what I was doing with the students from University of Pretoria. Then from there, now you have that energy sum. Sorry, I should just bring it here. Which is this. So this is similar to what these guys from the University of Pretoria. So in getting, if you check on getting the levelized cost of energy, of electricity, sorry, you have these numbers for the NPV, for the total cost, which starts from there. Then you have on the energy, which is also the NPV, which is this. So it's starting from here. So you have year one. Oh, sorry, do this. Select them. This is one. Sorry. Should start from here. This one. That should have been like this. Starting from there. Just check on the NPV. So you have your NPV from there, which is basically the sum of these numbers.
So I looked at your video after I sent the model and I made some changes to it. I did calculate the levelized cost of energy.
I'm not getting you.
After I sent the model, I made some adjustments to it.
Oh.
I looked at your video and I calculated the levelized cost of energy.
Okay, you managed, right? Okay.
Yes, it was quite clear.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's the first part. Okay, so I'm sure you made those adjustments there.
Is the power production amount correct?
The power, so okay, let me just come here, sorry. Let's look at it. Let me just do it independently. You have 2,300 kilowatt hours, which is times your number of hours in a year, times your load factor. This should give us this, which is 6.64. Let me just come this side. This one is wrong, I think. It is wrong. You have seen the amount, huh?
But it's for 10 turbines, so that is why it's multiplied by 10.
Oh, okay. Okay. So in terms of the power, it is fine, but it is on your revenues, which is wrong here. Because your revenues, I know you have to do your adjustments in terms of inflation. So in the first year of your revenues, you are not going to do your escalations because you have come up with a price of 5 pence. But then what you are supposed to do, I come here. You have the 24, which is that 5. But this 5 is a pence. It's like the smallest unit of your money. We have to convert it to pounds. So how do we convert it to pounds? We'll have to change, if we wanted, we could change it from here, the average electricity price per pound. If we wanted, so that we don't make so many adjustments. Where do I get the pound sign? I can't see where to get the pound sign. I'll use this. I hope this is a pound. that. Bring it here. So if it's pound, then you are going to have 0.05. So here you say, converted it from pence to pound. So now you have reasonable numbers sitting on your cells. Okay, depreciation, I think you did the correct thing. So when you come here, where's your levelized cost? Okay.
So I changed all of that. So
okay. Yeah. Let me just say, get this number. I know you perfected it. So say, I know you perfected it. It's just a concept. That's the cost. I want to see if the number makes sense. Okay, it makes sense. Because for wind, the levelized cost, it's not that high because the costs associated are quite minimal. It can even go to as low as 3 cents, as high as 6 cents. But obviously, when you
I did some research in Scott. I did some research on the levelized cost, wind and solar and all of them. So I was quite pleased to see the video last night.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So you should have also included from your metrics. You should have included your internal rate of return if you wanted. Then you should have also included your debt service coverage ratio. But I know, because I think this one, the problem which is there, you have to do your debt modeling. I'm sure subsequent assignments you'll be given, you will need to actually do that. The lenders will want to see the debt service coverage ratio. But for the internal rate of return, there is no problem, because here what you do, you can pick, you have picked on your NPV, which is.
See, it's there at row 47. The internal rate of return is there.
The internal return, okay. Oh, okay. Where is it? Oh, okay, you computed it. Oh, I didn't see. Okay, let me just.
I have some formatting and.
Oh, okay. Okay, that was good. Congrats for that.
Okay.
Then payback period.
Thank you so much.
Makes sense. Payback period. Okay, this was good. Okay. I know, I'm sure at subsequent tasks you'll be given, you will need to calculate the debt service coverage ratio. This time you can't, because they gave you the weighted average cost of capital of 11%. But I know that over time, they may give you on debt, the interest and the equity returns.
Okay, thank you so much. This was very helpful.
Okay, so thank you. You can call next time and greet the people in Guyana.
I will. I hope not to have to bother you a lot, but there was a lot of conflicting concepts on the internet on how to do the levelized cost. So that's why I reached out, because I wasn't sure if I did it correctly.
Okay, sure. Okay,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so humbled. Please stay well and be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. You will send me back this copy.
Yes, I will. I will. Just
Thank
about
you.
now, I'll send it.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you. Bye.